Welcome back to Broomstones Curling Club in Wayland, Massachusetts, home of the 2023 U21 Curling National Championships. We are here for the semifinal draw, and we'll be covering the game between Cenzalli and Hebert. The winner of this game moves on to the final to play against Wendling. Today, there's also on the women's side, the semifinal between Pekowitz and Johnson. If you'd like to watch that, you can watch that game as well from the USA Curling YouTube page. And thanks to Curling Stadium for all the coverage this week. I'm Alex Leichter, and I'm joined today by Evan Mullaney. Evan, how's it going?
Good morning, Alex. I'm super excited to be here this morning, and welcome to Championships.
First round of the Page games were very exciting, and I think now we're in a semifinal, loser out, and we're going to see some really interesting curling. Cenzalli and Hebert have been great all week, and I think we're getting ready for a great game.
Yeah, and if the round-robin game is going to be any indication of the game we're going to see this morning, it's going to be a high-scoring
three. Make sure three.
As you said, these two teams did meet earlier in the week. Cenzalli just squeaking out a win. And now none of that matters. They're out here. Winner goes on to the final. Loser is out. Cenzalli has the hammer since they were in the 1-2 game. And Hebert will start with a tight guard. Doesn't quite touch the center line, but game on.
16 flat,
we'll see Cenzalli try to go right under that center guard, and we'll start to see some rocks in play.
So.
The Hebert team is based out of the Eau Claire Curling Club, and the Cenzalli team is mostly East Coast, scattered around, so Cape Cod, Philadelphia, Bucks.
Coming down.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed, especially with a lot of the Eastern teams, is you don't really see a lot of teams formed with all 4 players out of the same club. Like, I think in both of our junior days, we've both had teams that were all over the place.
Yes, absolutely, and you certainly see that a little bit with this team and with different iterations of the teams that Nick and team have played with. And as you mentioned, both of us in our junior days played with a pretty good collection of people.
Straight side.
And now it's no longer regional too, so that also opens up some opportunities to play with a wider variety of players from across the country.
And then already to start, we have our staggered center guard situation that Hebert is going right around.
Curl. A 401. I know one. Yeah.
Ellis does over curl, taps the yellow, but gets it in front of the red. Not a bad miss there for Wendland.
This is a really interesting call from Cenzalli to throw his center guard on lead second with a rock only in the top 8 foot.
Particularly with hammer. A little bit surprised to see this, but taking advantage of the shot stone, and we'll see Siapka throw a center guard here.
Line only, 2. Line only. It's running right now.
And as we've had for the whole week, we've got a few of the players on each team mic'd, so we'll let you all listen to them as much as we can during the game today. This one does just over curl, leaves about a half of that yellow open.
415. Yeah. 15, yeah.
Hebert will take the open yellow as the one to try to use here.
A 20 would have been just a touch better, so we can swept it, but that's fine. Yeah. No. Yep. Kind of like this one.
And the ice conditions all week have been amazing, and huge shout out goes to our own Iceman Dan Osmeyer and the ice crew for really getting this ice into shape.
Yeah, fantastic conditions all week. The speed's been great. The curl has been fantastic. Really seeing late finish, which allows for some great shot making, some fun, interesting opportunities. And we've seen both of these teams really take advantage of the ice and make a lot of fun shots.
Really good bench.
Just like that
shot.
one.
There we go.
Great shot by Perel, and stuffs it right there behind the guard.
9.
And now that center guard maybe comes back to bite the Cenzalli team a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. They have a little work to do to make sure they open up that center to make sure they have a shot for 1 now.
Jackson wasn't there.
As we see Shabasiri throw his first stone of this game.
Yep.
Looking to get some rocks moving here with this heel weight.
He'll just pick one right off the face.
T-line, I can't take this one.
And here's what I've seen from Hebert all week is that they're pretty comfortable throwing draws and playing with stones in play. So we'll see them just throw another one in here, take advantage of the center guard and the counter. Second stone coming from Benji Pearl.
Yeah, and the one thing that I've noticed going back to the ice conditions, if you overthrow your rock at all, it will just not finish and get that late break.
Hard jack!
This one will just tick off the center guard. See if they can roll the shooter all the way in and maybe just get it deep enough to not set up a too easy of a double, but I think there is one that Nick is looking at. Yeah, as you mentioned with the ice, certainly that late finish that we see on draws also means that if you miss the weight at all, the late finish happens later, and it can really change the path of the stone. So certainly sensitive to that, and if the teams that are really using the ice well are erring on the light side and letting their sweepers make up for it. Shabasiri here with the hit and roll attempt. Dylan trying to get it over to get as much of the yellow as they can.
And they're going to go right through and get that early field goal.
Hit both uprights on the way by.
Yeah.
But just spreads out the yellows, so it unfortunately puts one yellow behind the center guard. Just a little bit of bad luck there for Shaw.
I feel like I hit Broom. I don't know.
There you go, you got it.
And that spot in particular, for any Broomstones members, will know that that spot is really tricky on G2.
So
has a habit of running really straight there.
Yeah.
Jackson Besslin now with another draw attempt.
Well, how was weight? How was weight?
Looks like they're just trying to go top 12.
Not bad up. It just didn't curl at all.
Curl, hard jack. Hard jack, all the way, Jack. Keep going, Jack. Yeah, that's fine.
Great carve there at the end by Jack, and they're able to get a little bit of a tap, and both of these stones are under the guard, and Nick Cenzalli will head right up and call for the peel.
I had a 4-2-2.
And if you remember, that stone was placed there intentionally on lead second, and it's coming back to get them.
A little surprised they're not peeling it the other way. You bring into play that possible jam on the wing, which could help out.
That's Daniel Loffer with the run back.
Gets quite a bit of action there on the stones in the 4 foot or in the top 8. Moves the shooter a little bit out of the way. Suddenly a lot better looking for Team Cenzalli.
Yeah. Yep. I had a 4-2, so about the same.
I think if you're Nick Cenzalli at this point, you're just hoping to have a draw to the 4 foot, not against too many yellow stones to try to sneak away with your one here.
6-7. Gotta curl a lot. 6-7, all there. 8. Curl, Jack.
Oh, you got it.
Hard Jack. Hard is moving a lot. Gotta go.
And here's a great example of that late finish with the appropriate weight. They're going to get right to the nose of that yellow.
Nice shot.
Good, JB.
Great shot there. Gets all the way to the nose, taps it to the 4 foot. Good sweeping. Good team communication all the way down.
Yeah.
Nick will jump up and aim for that guard again.
I don't know, with that yellow stone that they just tapped up, their shooter is about 3/4 open. I would even be tempted to throw a little board control weight and try to stick on the edge there. Hit and roll away. But they'll just get the guard.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there, right? Try to get a little bit of access to that stone in the 4 foot. The center guard wasn't the biggest problem in terms of access to that back stone, and now we'll see if Caden Hebert wants to try to block the draw path or potentially get another stone into the 4 foot.
I just don't really know what happened on mine. I don't know if I set the peel straight.
Yeah.
Might have a triple.
My second just did not move at all.
We'll look out for it on the second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna. He can hook it a mile.
I don't know what happened.
It's gonna curl early.
It's really annoying.
I think we played the same.
You got it.
Looks like they decide on that draw to the forefoot.
All the way down to the freezing spot.
And you know what? I quite like getting in there and sitting the 4.
I mean,
There's one thing that any junior coach out there will tell you: the best guard is often second shot.
You guys can curl this on a mile.
Yep.
So.
And sometimes even fourth shot.
Yes.
Well,
Alright, we get our first look at Caden Hebert.
Good weight. 6.
Looking for top 4 weight, I think, and they like it out of his hands.
6.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Still 6.
Only. Straight. Yeah. Gotta go.
15-5.
Gotta go straight. No.
You hear 15-5 for the hog to hog,
Hard bench.
and they're trying to carry it as far as they can.
That's good.
It's a pretty nice shot.
Nope. Nice shot. That's what I'm
Not exactly what the call was, but I think the result ends up being great.
Still
Get a little
lot
bit of
pressure.
overlap.
It's still a lot of pressure on Nick Cenzalli to try to get out of this end.
Gotta keep it straight.
Nick lines up that double.
If he gets it correctly, he might actually be able to stick his shooter on the yellow at about the 230 position.
Okay.
Yeah, no, use it. Well, you card the right weights. So it's a lot
You
more
hear mention there's a chance for a
Gotta get at least 2
quad,
here.
sneaky stopwatch, yeah.
but the way those two are a little bit overlapped, it's a little bit hard to tell what will happen if you hit the top yellow into the one right next to it, but should get quite a bit of action.
Yes.
Big weight here from Nick.
That's a very nice shot.
What a shot there by Nick Cenzalli. Gets all 4 stones moving, moves the stones out of the 4 foot, leaves just 1 stone in the 8 foot, but great shot, cleans it up, gives himself a chance to score on his next one.
Makes everything harder for him. If I sink it in, he doesn't notice it either way.
Really great understanding of how those stones would react to.
Caden,
Let him throw.
And he almost got that lucky jam on the side there to stick the
Yeah, we're
shooter.
shot stone.
are you
Yeah,
in?
same spot.
Yeah, we're
We
shot
can
stone
aim
right
for
now.
here, too. Just give me a
We're
hair.
just not. We're just not.
That I don't know about.
No.
I don't know, Alex. Do you think that
Same
red's
spot.
biting?
Yep.
I think we need to take a look at the overhead one more time,
Biting
but it looks super close. I bet out. I think in general we can see a little bit of space when they're still biting, but that seems like too much space to me.
So just trust the 4-2. We'll get it there.
Well, I will be different, and I will say it's in.
Okay,
All right.
we'll see if it comes into play.
For his 1.
Certainly Caden Hebert is hoping it won't, just trying to split the house here, leave just a draw for Nick Cenzalli.
That's like
Weight's
6,
pretty
7.
good.
And this is an interesting call, even though they just made this draw to go to the center line.
That's
If they
like
put it in the
back
wrong
12.
spot, they actually will set up a double.
It's like probably back 8.
If that stone's not biting, the double's not too much of a
It's like
risk. It's
14-4.
unlikely they leave a double for the blank.
Top T. Just keep it top.
And so my guess based on this call is that stone's not biting, and they're just thinking, hey, we're gonna try to make the draw a little harder, but does come deep, and I think
Board hit for
no
1.
question here for Nick Cenzalli. He's just gonna play for the one nose hit on that stone that Caden Hebert just threw.
The 1 was okay.
Nail it.
And I think if you were to tell Nick that he have an open hit for 1, I think he'd take it.
Yeah, certainly a fantastic shot on his first, and really pulling his team out of the fire there with that one, and is able now to have a pretty straightforward shot for his single.
Like a nice easy weight, and Sweeper should be able to hold this.
On it early and all the way, trying to keep as much of that yellow as they can. Great sweep there from Shabasiri, and holds on to the button. Score of 1 for Nick Cenzalli, and we will see you in the second end.
I just gotta make mine. That end.
All right, we're back here for the second end of the men's semifinal here at the 2023 Junior National Championships. Quick shout out to Warm Room Hero. Is your curling club website clunky and unworkable? Are you tired of your club relying on social media because your website just does not work for your members? Finally, the curling management software your club has been waiting for is here. Check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club today.
Oh.
And we'll see this first stone
Just
sneak into the house and not stay as a guard, and no hesitation by Caden Hebert to throw the takeout and likely try to roll to a corner guard.
That's one of those rocks as it's coming down when you're going for that center guard. If you know it's going to be in, you just have to sweep it all the way in so you don't leave an opportunity like this to let the other team hit and roll and get their free guard.
Yep. Hard.
Gets that roll, stays a little bit out of the house. Close to the center, so not quite, I think, the side they wanted to hit it, but
I heard him call straight.
they now have a bit of control with that yellow stone in the way there.
Light's okay, Dylan.
Quick score check. Team Johnson took one in the women's semifinal and has a 1-0 lead in the second end over Team Pekowitz. So now we'll see a draw around this slightly off center guard.
Carry it. Carry it. Yes, go.
Hard. We're top eight
This
right now.
rock is really wide.
Hard.
Keep going, Daniel. Hard. Hard.
Daniel Lawfer trying to get it by.
Shop. Hard. That's not top eight. Hard.
Oh, we were in the same spot last time. Okay.
Good sweep to get it by. It does just come up a hair short, but in the house, and Caden Hebert will line up this little short angle.
Yep.
Try to roll the shooter to a corner and stuff the yellow into the top 12.
10. Maybe a little down.
But then here's another great example of just how weight sensitive our ice is. That rock, it's a nice, I think they called about a 10, which is probably about a nice easy control. It was just that little bit out, and it just ran on them. But they will be able to move that red out.
So Nick will line up a hit, and it looks like he'd like to stay as a guard there, which makes quite a bit of sense with without Hammer.
Do you ever like a little less? Do you ever like an inch less?
For board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Board weight here, trying to control the roll.
Close, Billy. Yep.
Yep. Oh.
Got away from Shaw.
Whoa.
Oh, Dylan Stone still.
Yep.
Yes. Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Gets that right on the beak.
Okay, so just down.
Still good.
Still good though.
Yep.
Great management by the team. They communicated well that the weight was a bit down,
My
so
stones
Nick
aren't
knew
growing that much,
as
I
he
don't
was
think.
calling the line, and they were able to sweep it right to the nose.
I mean,
No
for
more free
13,
guard
that
zone though,
goes
so
much as
Caden
like,
Hebert will just go for the peel.
that goes as much as like a board upward for 13.
Got to keep this on the outside of the nose.
Any roll. Yep.
And they'll actually end up rolling for a nice tight corner guard.
Still
And decision time for
You like the
Cenzalli.
guard or you want to draw into here?
That was 9 flat.
Flat or 5?
It's a flop.
I had 9 flat.
It does look like they'll go after this guard, try to roll back over the center.
Yeah,
They're
this
able
one
to
should curl a little more.
get into the house, or
Especially
even if
coming
they
off the
don't,
center line.
the way that Caden Hebert just called his last shot, you think this will likely be a bunch of hits traded back and forth for the rest of this end.
Yep.
Daniel.
Yes.
Hard for nose. Hard. Whoa.
Early.
I need more broom.
And that'll just end up nosing that rock.
What?
And that was sort of the miss that we needed to get a little bit more action in this end, and Caden Hebert will go right under that corner guard.
That sucks.
It is now a red corner guard, so Cenzalli will have a run back if this is made perfectly.
Nick.
Yep, line.
Nick.
Double line. Whoa, line's fine.
Was I?
Line's close.
Yeah, I hit Broom.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Nice sweep of
Boy, bench, good toss. You're good.
Nice shot
Hey,
there by
right here,
Benji
Daniel.
Corral. Really well managed by the team. Just gets a piece of the T line, but is fully buried behind that guard. And Nick Cenzalli will play the come around. I was sort of expecting him to play the run back, but elects for the freeze.
15.
I kind of like the freeze more than the run back. I mean, if you ever play that run back and you miss it high side or low, Hebert just splits the house and there's your automatic junior deuce.
Close.
Top 12 right now. Top 12.
Plus, Hebert did just show the Cenzalli team exactly how to get to that spot.
Oh, yeah. See, that sounds right.
Dylan.
Trying to get this to carve over.
Let it work. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I like to.
I think we held it too straight too long.
What?
We held it way too straight, way too long.
Okay.
And will just settle a little bit behind the yellow. Didn't quite curl enough and had probably a foot too much weight.
10.
What do you mean that's not the time?
Well, and you even heard Nick
Here you go,
there
you
on
got
the
it.
mic say that they just held it straight
I
for
got
a
a
little
10
bit
on
too
that.
long.
Especially on
Okay.
ice like this, you don't need to jump the stone too early.
10.
Especially for weight. You can wait quite a while and still carry the stones a really
Yeah.
long way.
Yes. Hard jack. Hard jack. Big
Benji
roll,
Corral
bench.
with the
Gotta
hit.
Go, gotta go, 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 go. Really good. That'll
We'll
work.
be able to dig that out and roll to the back button.
Yeah, nice shot there by Bestland, and Nick Cenzalli will elect to call another freeze. If you can position this well, it does sort of eliminate the yellow, but it's got to be a pretty precise shot, otherwise a 3 starts to come into play.
Give.
Little more.
Whoa,
Shot away for Team Cenzalli.
Whoa.
whoa. No, do not touch this.
Yeah.
This looks heavy out of the hand.
It's through.
14. I don't get why he throws so heavy on.
Hard, Caden.
Gotta go
And that will go right through the house. 3 is on.
Unfortunate miss there for Loffer,
Carbonated.
and suddenly Hebert has a chance to
That's,
either go under the corner or go to the open side.
Oh, man.
Yeah. 4 or 5. Okay. If you freeze, it's fine. Yep.
Yeah, Alex, in situations like this, we have your nice corner guard set up. Start to smell a little bit of blood in the water.
Throw your gut. Okay? Throw your gut.
Definitely a really big opportunity for Team Hebert.
Straight.
We'll see
Good.
Bestland
5-6.
with the come around attempt.
Straight. 5-6.
Their error, but it's
Whoa.
And this also running quite a bit.
Straight.
14-1 on my time, which does mean it's going to be in the back of the house.
I want it out, Daniel. Out! Keep it moving.
And Daniel Loffer will
Good job. Make up for it.
just get it out, it looks like.
Maybe like an inch
So
plus.
trading a couple of misses there, and we'll give Nick Cenzalli a chance to freeze.
I had a 405.
Yeah. Is that? Oh, that backs out. Perfect.
We're seeing that quick
You got it,
quick
man.
ice
Nail it.
again,
Okay.
14-1
Yep.
going all the way through with a little bit of a touch on that yellow. So probably around a 15-5
ever like
for
the hit?
T-line. So still really holding up this great speed, even as the weather's been changing all week with April in Massachusetts.
Top 8! Top 8! Hard, Shaw. Shaw! Top 12!
Sweeping hard to keep this
Working on
past
it.
the corner guard.
Just me. Sneak it by.
Roll it.
Oh,
yes,
and they'll just
yes,
get the
yes,
little
yes,
kiss.
Okay.
Does
Yeah,
crash
just
and
nose.
settles down kind of right in the hole, leaving a nose hit opportunity for Caden Hebert, maybe a little bit of a roll. Does have to be careful with
That's
those
good, too. I like that.
those jams.
What'd you get?
Or just nose
got an
baby
18.
roll. Yeah, nose baby roll is fine. Yeah. 10? Yeah.
All right.
It's a very aggressive call to keep going for that freeze.
You got it.
This late in the end, I'd almost be tempted to just nose that one on the back button, give up your 2, and move on.
That's my leaning as well. I think now we'll see Nick forced to try for a double here after Caden Hebert's hit. But he should have a couple different options for a double.
10. Up. 9.
He's got to move a lot.
Hard.
Might jam, but it might spill out too.
And they'll go right through the hole,
Sit down.
Rolls all
and
the
they'll
way.
hang that shooter.
That's almost as good as he could
we
have
have
made that,
to
to
now.
be honest. There's no double now.
Well, we told him 2.
Yeah.
You got it, kid.
Let's hear what they're going to call here.
Bad. I need to make the shot.
Sorry. I just pretty good.
Throw here.
Is that like something?
A little more.
It's like they've landed on the freeze. This is I think maybe the right shot, but it is kind of all or nothing
It's on the
now.
same
Nick
weight.
makes a good one.
Yeah.
He leaves a shot for 2, but if he leaves
Your
it
weight was
somewhere in the
perfect.
hole, all of a sudden a 4 is a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think at this point in the end they even have any options left.
I just can't give him 3 or 4.
Yeah, no
Yep,
doubles.
agreed.
So
Nail
I
it.
think
You
really
got it.
just kind of have to take this chance and try to weld one right on this yellow.
I mean, if there is one thing that both of these teams know how to do, it's score points.
How'd it
In their
go?
round robin game, there were 2 3s and a 4 scored.
Hard.
Sweepers on it
Hard. You can
early.
still make it there. Hard.
Looks like they've got a chance. Got to get by the guard.
Oh.
The guard now, it's just got to settle down.
Did not just cook that.
Little bit of an oversweep there and gets a bit of a bump and maybe just rolls into the hole.
I had to go for line.
All right, Hebert with the somewhat open shot for 4.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably edge on edge with that guard,
I'll just calm this one down.
but he does have room behind that red to just hit it on the nose, remove it, and I think this is a shot for 4.
Yeah, I think I heard them call the 10 for the takeout weight. Especially with how fast this ice is being, I'd almost be tempted to throw a hacked board and let your sweepers
he's
make it
made
for
it.
you.
Close, close, close. Yep. Whoa.
Got away here. Now trying to
Gotta
curl
finish.
it over.
Nice shot, Caden.
Well executed by
nice.
Caden Hebert.
Good
That is
shot.
a score of 4 points to take a 4-1 lead going into the 3rd.
Okay.
Top 4.
Yep.
And we are back here for the 3rd end of action this morning. A huge score of 4 for Hebert. Starts to break the game open a little bit.
Pretty
So
good.
we'll probably see
6,
Cenzalli
7.
really have to go on the offensive.
Stay close. No, 6, 7. 7. Straight.
And on the other hand, Caden Hebert just calling for a top 4 stone.
Gotta go.
Can also give you a
Gotta go,
quick score
Jackson.
update in our
15-3,
women's
gotta go.
semifinal. Johnson was able to steal 1 point in the second end and currently lead 2-0.
Good sauce, Jack. Good throw, Jack. Got a boy.
What? Yeah.
Under 415.
I said we should have hit on both of yours. I'm just saying. Like, he's just not listening to me.
All right, and Hebert will end up going top 4 foot, and Cenzalli with the takeout.
It did start to die at the end a lot more than I thought it would.
Dylan Siapka.
Interesting. I just got finished saying that they might be playing aggressive here, and they go right for the takeout. So they may just be trying to settle down a little bit after that big 4, get their feet back under them, and take the hammer into the fourth end.
You got it.
And you
so
know,
a quick reminder about how we got here. Last night was the Page game, and we saw Wendling defeat Cenzalli. Wendling moved on to the final, and Cenzalli to the semi. Hebert defeated Gensel to make it to this game. And now we have the semifinal, and the winner of this game will face Wendling in the final for the championship.
Nice toss, Jack.
Good sweep, Jackson.
On the women's side, we have a semifinal between Johnson and Pekowitz. Johnson had a really tight battle with Team Shield in the Page 1-2 game, but Shield did win and moved on to the final. Johnson to the semi, and Pekowitz won a close game over Gracia Berg to move on to the semi this morning. Winner of that game will face Shield in the final. Back to our feature sheet here, and I think we're just going to keep seeing hits traded.
And then one thing with the 5-rock 3 guard zone now, that second corner guard thrown by the team with hammer is still protected. And what a lot of teams are doing when they face that rock in the top 4, they'll just hit and roll to the wings, wait for the other team to nose that, and throw up their corner guard.
Hard, Daniel.
Which is what I expected Cenzalli to do for this end, but they'll end up flashing just high side on that rock.
Just hung straight for them. A little bit surprised by the way that ran.
I don't mind either, whatever you like.
And goes right by.
No.
I think Hebert's not going to really force much.
Sure.
I doubt we'll see a guard.
Just no more
And probably just leave a double opportunity for Team Cenzalli. They're perfectly happy to have a blank here.
Yeah.
Shorten the game and keep their lead moving on into the 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. With the score the way it is, Cenzalli really has to start attacking to try to get back into this game. Of course, we are playing 10 ends, so there's a lot of game to get back in there.
And as you mentioned in their round robin game, there were several big ends scored and traded back and forth. So only down 3, still plenty of time. No reason for the Cenzalli team to panic, and I think they're just playing smart here. Just playing comfortable and trying to manage the hammer and move into the 4th potentially with it. And we'll see a double attempt here.
Yeah, I hate both of you. What'd you have?
Got the Siri with the double attempt.
Yeah. Dylan hard.
This one hanging in that same spot a little bit. Will get the back one, but rolls the shooter out.
Zero curl. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think still, just a little bit tricked in that spot. Maybe just running a hair straighter than they expect it to. And both those stones just pretty much arrow straight.
Same thing.
Yeah. That sucks. I mean, I was probably like a quarter of a second up, but
Benji for all.
No way.
it didn't move at all.
Straight side of it. Mine's good.
Not straight.
Never straight. Only curl. Whoa. Whoa, really low. Curl.
See if they can carve this over and get a little bit of a tuck behind the top of the stone.
Hey, man, shut up, boy. Not bad.
Hold up.
Good weight judge. Able to get as much curl out of that as they possibly could. Doesn't quite get any overlap, and Nick will just go after the back stone.
Sorry. I should have said something,
That
but
doesn't matter.
like if you think it's weight, probably go curl.
Yeah.
Or like because we kind of pounded that straight and it got out a little bit, you know. So.
Whoa.
Did he?
Siri here with the hit roll attempt.
be easy with it, I guess.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
I'm not entirely sure.
Hard, Daniel. Hard for a piece. Hard for each.
Okay. Then you're good. I just
Gets enough of the yellow to knock it out, but I think the shooter's going to roll all the way out. And it does. So we'll probably just see another draw from Team Hebert.
Just don't know what is going on.
You got it.
Team Cenzalli just having a little bit of trouble with the ice here on some of these takeouts. And we'll see Wayland with the draw attempt.
I don't think that was good. That's not.
Curl.
I know, I nailed that.
Curl.
I don't get it.
Curl.
My stones are just not curling at all.
Curl. Curl.
Go check.
Yeah, I think the one prevailing trend we've seen so far in these 3 ends of play is that the Rocks just aren't finishing the way that these skips are expecting them to at the end.
I don't get how I throw 12-2 and it moves maybe a foot.
15-4. 15-4.
Jackson Bestland's draw ends up pretty much in the same spot, so we'll see a similar hit attempt here from Team Cenzalli.
The exact same spot. I didn't sweep it. Control! I cleaned it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Daniel Loffer here with the hit attempt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shot.
One doing kind of the opposite of the last one and over curling, but does get the top one and roll over. I think good adjustment by the team there to change plans midstream and switch to the hit on the top stone.
It just holds down
And the one thing I liked about
that
that shot is they threw a
And then
nice,
goes off
easy
the
weight, where even though they didn't hit that object rock they were intending for, they got that upper one in the top 12 foot, and they were able to stick around, which is now forcing Hebert to go after the hit.
Yeah, on this championship ice, you certainly can get away with a little bit less weight, and the way these stones are rolling and the houses are so active this week, playing a little bit less weight gives you a lot more options.
My bad.
Jackson Bestland gets the hit, and it rolls a bit further than I think they wanted and leaves Daniel Loffer with a chance for the double.
I don't want to roll out. I got afraid of it a little.
And there you see again, just calling control here. Even though they're probably playing for the double, they recognize that both stones are probably going to move pretty far, pretty easily. And
We have hammer, Nick.
Throw the hit. That's my
No. We have hammer. Yeah.
Just tap it.
This is a very interesting call.
Back 12, back 8.
Okay.
a bit of a pivot here after playing hits most of the end. They're now trying to set up a bit of a pocket. Just tap this yellow to the back four. Maybe set up a last minute deuce.
Oh, and this rock looks like it's starting to really take off.
Just a little bit of a tick there on the stone in the 4 foot. Moves it under the yellow. Unfortunate result there for Team Cenzalli, and I think Caden Hebert has a chance to just guard up the pile, set up a steal chance.
Yeah, and you're never going to be able to outdraw that yellow stone on the button.
Really tight. Try to make a really tight three, though. Like 16-3.
Like 4-3.
16-3.
Yeah.
Try to make it a pretty tight guard, like a relatively tight guard. The tighter we make it, the better it is. But we don't want it to be like too tight.
Okay.
I said no.
Yeah.
Like a really solid three.
I just don't know what we're doing.
I'm gonna throw you a two. So 4-3. 4-3.
So you hear the discussion there. They're looking for a pretty tight guard here. If you leave it too high, you probably leave a hack weight opportunity, chance for Team Cenzalli to bump it and set up a score. So tight guard attempt here from Caden.
Whoa, over and up. Maybe?
4, curl.
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 Curl. Curl, Jack.
Go, Jack. Hard to go, Jack.
Trying to cover the yellow on the button.
Second.
Gets a little deeper than a 3, but as they said the whole way, a little deep is okay there.
And that is perfectly guarded now. Cenzalli once again with hammer trying to bail on his first rock.
I think we're third count.
I mean, it makes
I think there's a triple here, and there's a chance you can make it and hold your shooter. So if he's got a chance to really open up the forefoot for his last and maybe even set up a multiple score for red, but a tough shot for sure.
Can you get all three?
Hard.
Shavasiri on it early, trying to hold it on the nose.
And that will just over curl.
Just turn it in. Same.
Move that top stone, but we'll likely see just another guard from Caden Hebert.
Like, make a guard this time. Same broom you like? Yeah.
And if he's able to position it in a similar place, maybe a little bit higher, it's going to be a tough situation for Nick Cenzalli for his last.
This one can be a 2 now.
Yeah, if there's one thing when I'm skipping that I really love is when I can throw guards at both of my 2 rocks.
Like tap it back easy, you know what I mean?
Always nice when your team sets you up for that.
4-3.
We're not making much.
Caden Hebert shot is away here. This team did win the U18 Nationals this year, so they have been in some of these pressure games already this season. It seems like they're pretty comfortable.
Hard curl. Hard jack. Hard the whole way, Jack. Hard the whole way, Jack.
Well, we left him the same.
You're good.
Stops, top 12, maybe biting the 8-foot. We'll see what Nick decides to throw.
You're fine. You're good.
And it looks like he's just going to go for that nice little kind of back forward, just try to bump it and get his 1.
Tough shot here for Nick, no question.
Yeah.
Got to bump that stone a little bit. I think you're definitely just trying to score if you can, but number 1 goal is limit the damage to 1. Nick Cenzalli with the draw attempt against 3.
We just can't touch it. It's like back 12 right now. Get it out, Jackson.
Sweepers think it's quite heavy. Can they
There
need to maybe
goes.
carve it over?
Oh.
And it just curls all of a sudden.
Lost handle, Nick.
And that's going to be a big steal of 3 for Team Hebert. Go up 7-1 after 3 ends.
Tough result there for Nick, and we will be back in a minute for the 4th. Or the 5th. Nope, the 4th.
4th.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Head up. Yeah, gotta go.
All right, we are back here for the 4th end. It took me a minute here to figure out what end it was, but I think after the break I am centered again, and it is the 4th end. Team Hebert with a 7-1 lead. Just happy to throw one in, and Cenzalli will call for the takeout.
Yeah.
And while we're starting this fourth then, we do want to acknowledge the two coaches on the bench for these two teams this afternoon. Team Hebert is being coached by Mike Poplinski, and Team Cenzalli being coached by Wayne Anderson. And one thing that I love about the junior events is the coaches are allowed in between ends to come down and converse with their athletes. And I'm sure both of these coaches, very experienced, will have some words to give to their athletes as they go into this fourth end.
I think that's been a good change in general for all levels to allow a little bit of conversation in between ends, especially when you're out on an arena and the coach is sitting right behind you. It's pretty hard not to talk to them, and so I think it's a little bit of a recognition that they're going to talk. We might as well just make it allowed. It's a good opportunity to help have the coaches sort of level set, try to bring everybody into a good mindset. And Evan, you've got some coaching experience. You're coaching on the college side, right?
Yeah, so we have a great college program here at Broomstones, Fridays 4 to 6. We have a lot of the great area schools out, particularly MIT and Harvard. Both actually just came back from the college national championships in Bowling Green. And I can tell you it's much easier to be out on the ice playing than to be the coach on the bench.
Yes, I've heard it's a pretty helpless feeling during the game. You do a lot of work pre-game and post-game, but during the game, you're just kind of hoping. No, that's great. The Broomstones college program is certainly one that's been very impressive. There's a lot of local schools, a lot of people in it, and it's certainly been strong and stayed strong, and it's thanks to people like you for staying involved. I know you played at college nationals a few times, and obviously now that you've aged or graduated, it's so great to have people like yourself stay involved and continue to maintain such a healthy program.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that for me personally, a lot of it was from the junior support that I had not only here at Broomstones, but as well from the USCA and playing in a couple of junior nationals myself.
You try to tap it in too.
Coming out.
And Team Cenzalli did end up getting that nice hit and roll to the wings, and there's that delayed corner guard.
Top it! Yeah.
And you and I just barely overlapped in juniors.
Yes.
I think maybe your first playdown was my last in Schenectady.
It was. I still remember it was Sheet 4. You were my first competitive game.
A little bit of a welcome by fire, maybe.
Yes.
As I think you were, well, you were younger
I was
than
very
we
much
were.
younger.
And we were all 2021,
And that is one of the things as junior curling continues to develop in this country with the inclusion of the U18 bracket. We don't have that happening as much.
Yeah, I think the U18 Nationals is a huge opportunity for growth for juniors as they're coming up. It's something I wish that I had when I was a junior, because it is tough when you're trying to get into competitive curling when you're younger and you're facing basically fully grown adults.
Yes. I mean, you and I both overlapped with a certain curler called Corey Dropkin. Who beat up on both of us a lot.
Daniel! Hard!
And they'll actually end up with a really nice chip and roll over to that side yellow rock.
That time
Okay.
moved.
And I think that right there is a perfect example of a junior call. You threw your center guard or corner guard for a reason. Now is the time to use it.
I want to go to an aquarium.
Especially, with the score, I think you do have to start keeping stones around, use the corner guards. Those yellow stones are your friends right now. They can,
Absolutely.
they can be used for freezes.
Okay. Oh boy. Good throw,
And Benji
guys.
Corral with a nice hit and stick.
Hey, you want to draw?
Okay.
But now as those two stones are in the 12-foot, makes that draw even more
It's either we
of
sit on it or
the
we
call
don't.
here. Trying to get shot under this corner guard.
Yeah.
And they'll likely, a good shot here likely forces Caden Hebert to throw the peel.
Yeah, Cenzalli getting their 2 here is a great step in the right direction.
I added just a
Sometimes,
touch.
especially in these high-pressure
Careful,
games,
careful,
just
careful.
getting rid of that hammer and getting your score can really help momentum shift.
Yeah.
Yes! Hard! Dylan, help him!
Hard.
Quick score check as we see this stone come down. Pekowitz was able to take one in the third, and Johnson will have a 2-1 lead playing the fourth with hammer.
Just straight peel.
Yeah. Let's get her 2.
This way.
They make this, and we're kind of giving up a
Tight game over on sheet 3. There's been a lot of stones in play,
Yeah.
and still only single points scored, so certainly both teams piling stones into the 4-foot.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jackson. You got it.
I think we board weight on those two.
And like I said, perfect draw, and we'll see a peel attempt from Caden Hebert.
I just feel like
I feel like I've been wrong more than right as I predict calls this week, but got to celebrate the little victories.
Big roll, Jack. Big roll, Jack.
What's that?
Well, you know, you never
Oh,
miss
yeah,
a shot
Jack.
from up here behind the glass.
Good throw, Jack. Good throw, Jack.
Missed plenty of calls, though.
Good shoot, guys.
Great shot there by Bestland. Does the job. Cenzalli forced to put the corner guard back up.
Yeah, I wish I could breathe. What's the call? Like a 2? Yeah. Okay. Like a 30.
And all it takes for Team Cenzalli to get their 3 here is just one missed peel.
What?
So Team Hebert is not out of the woods yet.
Line only.
Whoa. Whoa.
2.
Whoa. Always shot, Stone. 2. Shot. 1. Yeah. Yeah. No, Dylan.
This one's got to curl over. Shavasiri trying to carve it with that knifing broom position.
Get over. Okay.
Gets a little bit of it, and it looks like just enough that
got it.
Caden Hebert will not hesitate and just call the peel. Given the score, I think safe play.
Absolutely. You try to go after that with the intern and you ever just feather that guard, you're going to be wishing you played this shot.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Big roll.
Shot.
Oh, and
What
they'll
a
get the run back.
What a shot there by Bestland, and a great call by Caden Hebert. Had that lined up all the way. I foolishly thought they were just going with the straight peel, but Caden Hebert did indicate the run back a little bit. Like I said, get a lot of calls wrong up here.
Gotta make it,
I
bud.
don't know if that's necessarily wrong because they did peel the guard. They just happened to get one on the way by.
I'll give myself partial credit, and they definitely showed me up still. Great shot there by Team Hebert.
Weight's all there.
So this is a really
touch
interesting
it.
call from Team Cenzalli trying to corner
We're
freeze
back
this
12.
rock on the side of the 12th.
Oh, man. I'm gonna have to stretch. Oh. Oh.
27-7.
Shaw. Yes. Yes.
Typical case.
Hard.
To keep this on the inside of nose or nose.
Good throw.
That works.
Pretty nice shot.
A hair on the outside of nose, which I think
Way
allows
was
Caden
up.
Hebert to
Just
blast.
We're definitely shot, right?
But the blast probably gets both of those yellows moving, maybe moves all the stones out of the house.
I think here, Jackson. Like, we can be out here, too.
Especially
Interesting.
considering that Hebert is shot rock and they have their
Just
corner guard up.
6.
I really
Yep.
like this.
6.
You already have Team Cenzalli kind of on the hook.
4-2.
Just keep applying the pressure.
15-5 is what we're looking for.
You got it.
This has been something I've seen from
15-5.
Caden Hebert quite a lot this week, is when he's counting,
You got it.
he's confident with his draw weight, confident with the sweepers he's got. And here you're seeing that confidence. Just sitting one, but will go right for the draw. I think another realization here too is that if they blast,
7.
Nick's just going to go right under that center guard. So you got to beat him there.
6-7. Weight's good.
Yeah, and you can even do the risk reward situation. Nick Cenzalli still has work to do to even score.
Eye the guard, and it just is carrying a little bit extra. Settles in the back button,
You're good.
but a freeze opportunity here for
We just had to
Nick.
go. We just had to go straight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was just trying to get you off, because... That's fine.
I'm cold.
What's the
We
call?
were back.
What's the
I
call?
was trying to say whoa because I thought
Okay.
hello.
Okay.
Hear a mic
I mean,
check
if we
down
wanna
from
bring
one of the
it back, we
players.
can bump it back.
I don't think they can hear us, but
Okay.
they are occasionally talking to us.
Nick Cenzalli, draw.
Dylan, yep. Hard. Hard, Dylan, hard.
Big shot here from
Hard,
Nick,
you
and
really gotta go.
big sweep early from Dylan,
Yep.
trying to get it by the
Yep,
center
it's
guard.
9, yes.
And one thing that I do want to point out
It's
as
just-
this rock is kind of coming into the house, the difference in rotation between these two teams. It's pretty striking.
Same way or this way?
Just wasn't there.
Agreed, and the way that makes a difference in terms of how far a stone will carry, when the break point in the curl can make a huge difference, and those two are interact with each other, right? If the break point starts earlier, your weight's going to fall off a lot quicker.
Hair more broom?
If I had to
I mean, if
I was gonna say, if I had to wager a guess, I think
wax,
Nick
make me
and
curl
Caden
it.
both kicked with
You had
about the same
15-3?
speed,
That's a play.
but Caden's extra
Yeah.
rotation just
I
allowed
think
that rock to
15-5
travel a
with,
little
like, a
bit
good
further,
big sweep
You
is
have to
a
pretty
little
find
good.
it
bit
out there.
more manipulation by the sweepers, whereas Nick had a bit of that
Freeze
slower
it.
release, and
Yep.
as soon as it started to catch that curl, it just ground into a halt.
Yep.
No.
Here you go, Caden. You got it.
Sweepers were
hitting
not
any
worried on
sides.
Nick's out of his hand.
What'd you have there?
Yeah, that's a great observation.
So just
And
4-15,
one
14.
one thing I think we're seeing
Yep.
too is just this really well-oiled machine of the sweeping from Team Hebert. They're communicating really well, switching back and forth between sweepers well, and able to manage the ice and the
Whoa, can't be
stones
heavy.
very well this game.
Oh,
It's coming down.
go back.
Straight.
Out, Daniel.
See this rock coming into the house. And it will just settle in the back 12 foot.
You need to draw for the 1. The ball's in for 2. I did 2. Actually, 2's not there. It's just inside. Yeah. I just didn't trust it. Sorry.
Nick recognizing there's not really a shot for 2 anywhere, so it's just a drop.
Get our 1. I just
Yep.
gave it.
You're good, Caden. Just a little much.
And the benefit of this shot is they just attempted it, so they had to practice. They should know what to throw for this one.
Your dog head a little bit. Someone's got one of those. It might even be fit. I don't even know if it looks like anything.
Weight's hot.
Yeah, I knew you had that. Yes. Hard.
On it, trying to make sure it gets by this top 12 red. Shot the Siri on as hard as he can.
That's
Gets
a great
by.
sweep.
Great shot there by Nick Cenzalli. Great sweeping by Shaw, and they get their 1, and we'll move into the 5th end. Team Hebert leading 7-2.
Jack, can I use your gripper real quick? Just give me your grip. It's gonna be way too seconds. That'll be okay.
The everyday person may not aspire to be a professional athlete or an Olympic athlete. You may just want to be the best person you can be. You just may want to sleep better. You may want to feel better. Thorne has many products that can support all of those things. So it's not just about performing or running faster or jumping higher. It's those little things that go into having a higher quality of life.
Yeah, 30's like
We're back here for the 5th
1.5.
end of the semifinal game of the 2023 Junior Nationals between Team Hebert and Team Cenzalli. Quick score check. Team Johnson took a 2 in the 4th end to take a 4-1 lead over Team Hector.
Wait only, mine only.
Double 8s?
2.
Crazy 8s?
2.5, 2.
Nice.
Just a 2.
And I'm anticipating it's going to be an all-out offense for Team Cenzalli as they try to claw their way back into this game, as Hebert will go into the 5th end with the hammer for the first time this game.
Yep.
Excuse me. Can we switch?
Yeah.
And
Hey there.
thanks again to Evan Mullaney for joining us up in the booth today.
Thanks for having me.
It's a good vantage point we have up here from the second floor loft of the Broomstones Curling Club.
That might be a little biased, but I think this is one of the best clubs in the country.
Nothing.
I'm also biased, but I think this might be one of the best places in the world.
Down, but I can't.
We can't goal still. We still can't goal.
I had a 4-0.
I had a 95.
Guard's fine. Okay, Jack.
You're good, Jack.
Heavy there from Jack Wentland. Carries right through the house and gives Cenzalli a chance to start some offense here without hammer.
What? No.
And I think this new inclusion of the no tick rules, in addition with the free guard zone, really allows the team without hammer to generate that offense. And it's really interesting to me that Cenzalli is going right into the house with this. They have one more free guard that they can take advantage of.
Whoa. We can't touch it right now.
Yep. Here you go, Jack.
I think they're trying to keep these separated, but
yeah,
separation only helps you if the stones are staying around.
Dude,
and if this is showing at all, I'm sure Caden Hebert will chase it.
15-2.
Nice and over. Hard. 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 You're moving it good.
Trying to knife it over to get some berry. Will hang out a little bit.
Hack. Go this, it's fine.
You got it, Jack.
Like you said, able to take this out, whereas if you leave it in the free guard zone, it's protected for one more shot.
And obviously there's still 6 ends to play here, but one thing that I've seen teams do when they get down early like this, instead of throwing that center guard, they'll actually throw the corner guard just to get rocks in play.
Got it. Really hard. Hack. Really hard, Jack.
Wentland with that hack weight attempt.
Keep going.
Keep going. You got a piece of it.
Get enough of it to bump it out of the house.
Hurry, kid. Hurry, go, kid. Come on, kid. The shot, Jack.
Depends on where the ring is back here.
I think that might just be hanging on. Hard to tell.
Good throw, Jack.
Likely won't come into play, but we'll see. Maybe the stone that forces Hebert to take a point here instead of a blank.
Like a 4-0, 4-0.
You know, those last 6 feet of the skip sweep are probably the most important 6 feet.
Well, it's always called.
Abasiri with the come around attempt.
This is a really smart call. I think you see a lot of club curlers trying to hit that yellow rock.
Oh. And we see a stopwatch fall off and hits the stone, and that's a burned rock. That's really just bad luck there.
Hey, this way?
Yep.
And with the 5 rock zone expired, we're going to see Hebert go right and peel that center guard off.
Whoa.
You're good.
Benji Peral with the peel attempt.
Okay. Wait, bench.
Nice and easy, gets rid of the guard, and Cenzalli needs to put it back now.
What happened on theirs?
2.
Did they burn it?
10. You know what the ring is back here? 2.
No.
Hello. 2.
There you go.
I really wish I did. I wish I knew what the ring was.
I was talking with team Hebert's coach Connor Kaufman a few nights ago up in the booth, and there are some slight imperfections in the houses. So you hear Caden Hebert asking his team if anyone remembers what this corner is, and
Slight add, very little.
We have the vinyl houses. They're not painted, and those aren't always totally in line. They do make it a lot easier to make the ice and a lot cleaner. We don't use any paint out here, but there are some quarter-inch differences in a couple places.
And Team Cenzalli has that center guard back up. It's a little bit tighter to the rings, but Hebert, with the score the way it is going to be peeling no matter what they do.
Oh, close. Yep. Yep. Oh, gotta roll big.
Gotta wait for Benji Peral.
It's gonna catch this one. Oh, now it's
And
not
it looks like we won't have to see what's going on back there anyway.
I knew you were.
Great shot by Benji Peral. Removes all the reds. And I think Cenzalli will call for a
I need an
freeze.
answer from you. Okay.
When I say that, it means I don't know.
Need to know what you're gonna make.
Like.
Yeah, and you can hear some of the frustrations already. And we've all been in games like this.
And I didn't.
Yeah, sometimes it just kind of feels like stuff's not going your way.
I didn't jam on it. I made a double. I don't know what you're
And
talking
I
about.
think they've gotten some extra bad luck this end
Oh, why
with
would
the
I do
stopwatch falling off, and
Back 12.
now just got to make the best of it, see if they can
Back 12.
maybe force a 1 or a blank here.
Coming down. Coming down.
And you've played in much more high-pressure games than I have, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you remember that you're enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I've been guilty of forgetting to enjoy it, and certainly it's a message that that always resonates. This is competition, but we're here to enjoy the game.
What?
I think that's something I've taken a little bit of a step back from competitive curling this year. I've had a bit more fun with the game than I had at other times, and yeah, it's
Good
a
9-5.
fun sport. There's a lot of cool things you can make these stones do, and yeah, I love watching, love playing the game.
Hard bench.
Always good to keep that perspective.
That's not bad. That's good, Jackson. We're good.
Jackson Bestland does job number 1 there, which is remove the red stone, and Cenzalli will call a freeze
There was
again.
something under that stone. I'd clean it again. Okay. We'll stay closer this time.
Yeah, and all the calls that Cenzalli is making is just really indicative of where the score is at the current moment. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe on Nick's first or second just noses that yellow rock and tries to get out with the blank. Try again in 6 after the break.
Whoa. Wait only. Yeah, shaw.
So a lot of magic things can happen after that 5th end break.
Push.
You get your fruit snacks, you get a little bit of your chocolate, you get some peanut butter.
Yeah, they could use a bit of a reset.
What was your favorite 5th end snack, Alex?
Good.
I was always pretty light on snacks. For a long time I would have goo, which is like an energy goo, which I think I have grown to hate, but moved on from there to Cliff Bars. I think always tried to like keep a pretty consistent and a consistent food, and also like well portioned, so that I didn't risk eating too much. I have seen some incredible charcuterie boards, but I never was quite a fan of those for myself. But I've seen some really great ones. I think Colin Hodgson, when he coached, had a pretty spectacular charcuterie board. I think for at the Scotties one year. How about you? What do you like
Oh, I was
mid-game?
a big fruit snacks. Give me some fruit snacks, some Reese's peanut butter cups.
Get a little sugar
Oh,
high.
absolutely. After 5 ends of intense curling, you got to keep the brain going.
Would you provide the 5th end break, or I guess 4th end break snacks at the college nationals?
So past 2 years with Team Harvard, they have really killed the snack game.
Top 8.
And then last year with college nationals in Fargo, Kelsey Becker, who was coaching our RPI at the time, who was commenting earlier this week, had full spreads. She had some leftover pizza out. She had sheet cakes. There was talk of a full-on surf and turf dinner for finals.
Wow, that is next level.
I just like going this way because they missed a couple on the straight side over there.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of games that Kelsey commentated earlier this week. She was doing a great job. Definitely sharing a lot of the knowledge that she's gained over the years curling. And we've had a ton of people helping out up here. Been great to be able to cover all these games. been fantastic to have all 4 sheets covered.
And one thing that's going to be kind of interesting to see moving forward is Team Cenzalli with the score the way that it is right now.
Good
have basically been able to throw all draws for this end. And get a lot of practice draws in, whereas Hebert has just been throwing takeouts. And depending on if the ice conditions change at all, that really could affect the second 5 in this game.
That's a good shot.
And hit and roll out there from Hebert, but no harm. Nick Cenzalli has to draw one in anyways.
I want to go this way again, but yeah.
All right.
I like this way better. Do you want to go the other way to save you?
For his last, no matter
I'm
where
fine.
he puts this, he will leave a peel attempt for Caden Hebert for the blank.
Right?
I don't know about you, but when I'm in situations like this, I'll purposely try to find a spot in the ice that I know is a little bit tricky, whether it be a run in the ice or a spot that's going to curl a little bit more, just to see if I can get that miss out of my opposing skip.
And going this way, we have seen
Top 4.
a little bit of trickiness kind of near in the left side of the 8-foot. Maybe that might be a place to put one. But Nick going for that just practice draw kind of deal. And we'll leave Caden Hebert the option to throw either turn probably on this shot or the blank. Does leave him the longest possible roll. We'll see Caden Hebert choose his in turn, the clockwise rotation.
Firm? Gotcha. I like
Hair
it.
up is
And we've already seen a couple times in this game the intern going away. As soon as it gets near that center line, it can grab that center line and curl up.
Good firm up. Hard jack. Gotta go hard jack. Hard jack. Gotta go hard jack. I gotcha. Yep. Hard bench.
We'll see
Hard
a
bench.
nice controlled hit and roll out there from Caden Hebert for the blank to
Let's go.
take
Good
the
job, Benji.
7-2 lead into the break. Evan, it's been great chatting to you in this game. I hear we might be making a call to the bullpen, but really appreciate you joining us up here and sharing your knowledge, sharing some of your experience in the college game, and especially like as you continue to build the college program here at Broomstones. So appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks USC Curling for letting me come up and comment for a couple ends.
And a quick shout out to Warm Room Hero. It's time for the 5th end break, brought to you by Warm Room Hero, the intuitive curling club software that takes the stress out of schedules, registration, and more. Warm Room Hero, a platform built for curlers by curlers. Check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club today.
Let's say you're in high school and there's a sport you like, but sometimes you think, you know, it might be cool to try a new sport.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
To be honest, I know I'm sweeping for one sweep. I'll give you guys everything for one sweep, all right?
I like next 5 ends, 5 points.
We're good to go up.
Also, FYI, Pep is well aware that we're going to cause a momentum shift, so.
Well, I'm getting one more piece. This is too good.
We got a minute and a half, boys. Just chill.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I got food, so I'm good. Oh, he's down here, so they can't be starting too soon.
Hey, make your points for your guards. That's all I need
we're on
from
game
you.
time.
All right.
Yeah, it was funny. I walked out there with your gripper. I stepped on the sticky pad. Your gripper just stayed.
I know you have.
And I just took my shoes off.
Saying continue. Hey, those don't count. Those don't count. All right.
That was perfect too.
I know it was. I am, dude. You make that draw, we stole.
Yeah. Just get the weight. We could bring weight down.
I think we're doing the first one without Daniel.
All right, we're back here for the start of the 6th end. Thanks to our friends at Floor Curl, USA Curling member clubs are entitled to a 20% discount on any Floor Curl inflatable rink set. These rinks only take a minute to inflate or deflate and are the perfect way to promote your club at summer festivals, events, or anywhere you have a flat surface. No ice required. Visit usacurling.floorcurl.com and use the promo code FCInflatable20. Back here for the 6th in a 7-2 game, and want to say a welcome to Sean Franey here, who's joining me in the booth for the second half of the game. Good to have you, Sean.
Excited to be here. It's always fun watching the games from up here.
And we've seen Team Hebert really playing strong here, putting a lot of pressure on Team Cenzalli. And Team Cenzalli just needs to sort of reset in the 5th end, and after the 5th end break, and try to get some points back on the board and start to chip away at this lead.
We appreciate the work you're doing.
There's no way this is working.
Watching this game.
Comes up like 4 times.
Thanks for the shout out there, Caden Hebert. We'll have to thank him afterwards in person.
We do our best up here. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I thought it was interesting watching that first half. Obviously,
we're never getting it to a 3. It's a 1.
Okay, one.
And I think Team Cenzalli had a chance to kind of get some offense generated, but just a few too many misses there. So I think if they can reset mentally, go back to doing the little things that they need to do, watching their roles, communicating better, they still have a chance to climb back in it. But obviously, it's going to have to be hyper aggressive.
Yeah.
And while we were away for the 5th end break, we got a 5th end score in the women's game. Team Pekowitz took 1 in the 5th, and now Team Johnson holds a 2-point lead in the 6th end with Hammer. So they've got a little bit of an advantage in that game, but certainly lots of curling left, and we've seen some really back and forth battles this week. So I'd expect to see quite a bit more scoring over there.
That was pretty awesome. That's 12. You're good, Jack.
Yeah, the women's game this morning has been a really tight game. Team Pekowitz has had plenty of chances. They had a draw for 2 in the 5th end, and actually had a tap for 3, but just went sailing by a little too heavy. So I think they've had their chances for sure. Team Johnson, when they got that deuce in 4, took advantage of a nice little tick that kind of redirected and gave them a much better angle than I think the original shot call. So we'll see. I think this one's going to come down to the wire because they're both playing really well, and Pekowitz has definitely done a good job of hanging in there and putting the pressure on them.
Really close.
1.5.
It's the exact same.
Yeah, certainly I've been looking over a few times at that game, and I've always seen a ton of stones in play.
Yep, 1.
And a reminder to all of you, if you'd like to check out that game, you can. Both of these games are streamed on the USA Curling YouTube page. Couple guards put up by Team Cenzalli, and we'll see a come-around attempt here from Caden Hebert.
Great placement on that second one. I think the first one, you'd either like it a little higher or a little lower, but that second guard is really in a nice spot.
And Sean, you've been coaching this week. Team Rose had a really great run, a couple up and down games, but how's the week been for you?
Oh, it's been fantastic. They definitely exceeded all the expectations that they had coming from this, and I think they learned a lot out of it. There's always things you're going to take from the losses, and probably more from the losses than you do the wins. So I'm happy for those kids, and looking forward to next season already.
They've got, what, 7 more years of junior eligibility?
Yeah, I mean, Caden's 13 as the skip, so he's got the most. But yeah, as one of the youngest competitors in the field, he's definitely got a wide range of opportunity moving forward.
Yeah, that's super impressive to be out here at that age, winning games and competing.
Always Daniel. Always pushing. Yep.
My experience as a 13-year-old at Nationals was a little different. We got beaten pretty badly in almost every game, and even the close ones, we still came out on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Just come over. Over. Whoa.
Nice weight there from Shaw.
What'd you clock?
I think it's been an interesting field this year. It's really competitively balanced across the board. I don't feel like there's
6 inches narrower.
Even though Wes and the team is undefeated at this point, they've been right in the mix in a lot of these games, and their experience is showing they know how to win those close games, but it's not preventing them from having close games by any stretch.
Bit of a mistake there from Team Hebert. Nose hit there. Gets action on the stones in the house, but does leave a red behind the guard, and all of a sudden Cenzalli with a chance to draw 2 buried behind the guards.
Really?
Yeah, if they're able to make this one good, you assume Caden's probably going to look at that double peel next again, but that's a lot of pressure on them for a 8-foot double peel.
So it runs a little fast.
Yeah, to your point about the competitive balance, going into the last draw, almost every team was still alive. They could have had there was a 3-way tiebreaker, could have been an even larger tiebreaker, and certainly you like to see teams battling, and every game it felt like either team could win. Wendling did go undefeated, but they had a couple games, including against your team, that easily could have gone the other way.
Yeah. No, and I think it's cool to see that on both the men's and the women's side. The level of balance. I think the women's side was even tighter. They ended up with 3 teams for that 4th spot, but they very easily could have had 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken, that all had the same record there. So
he's saying I'm hitting Broom, so I don't even know, man.
So that shot from Shaw doesn't quite get buried, but Caden, given the scoreboard, will just head up to the guards and call a double peel.
Maybe 4.5. Yep. It's not like I'm throwing 6.
Yep, really hard. Really hard.
Just over the top there. It's been really interesting listening to the communication. Obviously, Team Cenzalli, they're in a tighter spot. There's a lot more pressure on them, but they're still out there talking about feedback and wanting to have that feedback loop generate the communication so that they can get the information they need to do things better. It's good to see that they're doing what they can out there to try and improve. It's just how isn't enough at this point.
Yeah,
I did say that, but
okay.
Just pull a guard.
Yeah, they've had a couple tough breaks, but certainly sticking with it. Got 5 more ends and to keep their hopes alive. I think we'll see them throw everything they can at Team Hebert for the next 5 ends.
Yeah. I would expect no more than 1 hit per end out of Team Cenzalli, which I think is it's going to be good and bad. There's going to be a challenge here because I'm not sure where they're at on time right now, but they're going to get it'll test their time management for sure. So nice spot there on that draw. 2 rocks in the house, both dead guarded.
Well, maybe you should sweep.
I should have thought of that.
They should probably just send it through.
Having the player mics out there, it's nice to see they're still keeping it light. They're trying to keep the energy up.
You might be listening. You better watch what you say.
Kevin.
Watch what you say.
We've seen that all week. I've been really impressed with the team's abilities to stay to stay in the moment, but also have fun. And you've heard a lot of the teams joking around with each other, and definitely you can see the sort of camaraderie in the whole field, and that's great to see especially in the junior nationals.
I think this year's field for both the men's and the women's side is fascinating because so many of these teams, this is their second national championship together because most of them are eligible for U18 still. So there's been a level between this and the junior qualifying events that they've all been at, and then U18s. There's been a level of camaraderie that's developed over the season, and I think it's really cool to see. I think it's also neat for all those that are going to have chances at both U18s and U21s again next year to see how that builds for consecutive years.
Was Team Rose also at the U18 Nationals this year?
Yeah, they were. Had a great week there. Came in fourth.
Inside, Daniel.
And just actually had leads going into the last end of both games on Sunday, and ended up losing both. One to Aiden Fitzgerald's team and one to Mason Guns' team.
I think same thing. Yep. Got to hit the same thick this year. Yeah.
Yeah, that U18 as a newer event in the schedule is such a great growth opportunity for kids now. It's certainly, I talked about it a bit with Evan in the first half, but it's something I wish was around when I was a junior, and it's great to see that opportunity to really help teams get experience. Just whiskers that stone in the top 8. But to get that experience and get competitive games as younger players.
Yeah. I think it's also nice too, just the way the calendar breaks out, the timing. Having U18 Nationals in January, it's a little bit early, but it gives the teams that are there that are also eligible for U21s a nice warm-up leading into U21s. And I feel like the quality of play that we're seeing here this week is better than the quality of play we saw there. And I think a lot of that is just kind of the building, the natural build that happens in the progression as you go through the season.
So with that Kiel run back attempt just missing the back stones, we'll see Team Cenzalli with a chance to throw a guard and cover up their 2 points here.
17-6.
It's been, I mean, Team Hebert's just been papering the double right and left, and Team Cenzalli's been really consistent with just putting up the right rocks in the right spots. Tempting Team Hebert to just come into the house and try and get the skip's deuce, or at least secure a 1.
I mean, or peel again.
No, you knocked my beef jerky off the...
You said you only needed 2 rocks out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and if he puts one like here,
I swept every time.
Yeah. Hey, I'd rather shot swoop than
yeah. I think right under this one, and on the T line.
All right, I'm going back up.
Right?
And a change of gears for Caden here. He's calling the draw instead of the run back again. And I think sort of recognition that with only 2 stones left, there's not as much of an opportunity here to really open it up. And I think sort of forced to that draw.
Full 4 foot.
Yeah, even if he makes the double peel here, Nick puts one top 8 biting 4 foot, even with the other one splitting center line. And he's going to have a really tough time scoring 1. So I think this is his best chance to make sure he scores. But if
5-6,
for sure dropped it.
It's got to be 4 foot.
Straight. Whoa.
It's close.
Heard Caden say he dropped it. He just a soft release. Probably thought he kicked a little hard on the slide.
It's definitely cruising right now.
We're on it.
14-4 from my clock. But it will settle down right into the back 4.
Works. Nice shot.
Great shot.
Okay, we can
really all Nick's going to have is another drawdown to it. Hope to cap it off and force the steal of 1.
I had 90. I had 85.
That was another example of this Team Hebert really communicating well. You hear Caden communicating his release to the sweepers so that they know, hey, we got a fast time, but the release might impact that. And they're able to watch and sort of stay close and see that stone settle into the back 4.
Okay. Yeah. I might be able to get to that hole and move it. If he makes it like on the outside of it.
It's always nice when the first word that the team has is coming from the thrower. On the flip side, these guys are going hard early on Nick's blast.
Basiri close to the stone, trying to drag it as far as he possibly can. Oh, and it just clicks the center guard.
Yep.
Great effort by the sweepers, but just not quite.
Line or like a hair less?
It does leave Caden the same draw he just made to try and get 2.
You can't be on that one. Was I on this
little
one?
more difficult with more rocks in play, but
just,
still
maybe
there.
An inch less. Hair more. Just trust it. They'll be
Can
able to
certainly
curl
just
off there.
see the effort that Chop put in there on that sweep. Just as much as he could into that broom, and just barely tickled the guard.
It's really impressive. Both these teams have nice, big, strong sweepers, and you watch what they're able to do out there with some of these rocks, and they're holding rocks that a lot of other teams in the field couldn't hold.
So then we're sitting 2?
That one just wasn't quite enough.
So Caden Hebert here will have the draw for 2.
5, 6. Still let him down.
Gotta be on there, boy. Yep, straight. Hard line.
If they're by the guard, it's probably good.
Nice shot, Caden.
Great sweep. Great shot by Caden for 2
Great
to
judge.
take a 9-2 lead. Just a great team shot there. Sweepers really judged it well. Gave them a good weight call to manage the line, and Caden makes a great pair to score 2.
Yeah, great patience too by the Vice. I mean, especially after seeing what Nick's did on his last, it'd be so easy to jump it early, but just waited, and then had them sweep when they need to.
All right, and we will be back in a minute for the 7th end.
I think the call there was board down the center. It brings the 3 in.
Just because you're not a professional athlete doesn't mean that you should accept less. The beauty about what Thorn does is our product quality is the same whether they're in the athletic line or whether they're just for the everyday person. Thorn has kept true to never compromising on quality, never compromising on efficacy, never compromising on safety for not only athletes but for everyone who would use their products.
We're back, and while we were away for the break, Team Cenzalli decided to shake hands with Team Hebert, and so we have a final score here in the men's semifinal. Team Hebert wins 9-2 over Cenzalli and books their ticket to the final against Team Wendling. So a great game by Team Hebert. They were just really in control, managed the ice really well, put a lot of pressure on Team Cenzalli, and they come out with the win here.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see them this week. They're a great team. They've been great all season. I think they had a little bit of a slow start by their standards this week, but you watch them in that game and just they did all the little things right that they needed to do to, like you said, put pressure on Cenzalli. And I think if they're hitting a stride at the right time, this is it.
And a great week too by the Cenzalli team. They will win the bronze medal, and really congrats to those guys. They had a great week, strong showing all week, and I certainly can be proud of the week they've had here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, coming out of the round robin in a field like this, with that 2 seed is absolutely huge. They had a great week. It's always tough to go out on 2 losses, but I think when they have a chance to look back on it, they're going to be really proud, especially being one of the more local teams here.
And we'll get a quick look over here at sheet 3, where the women's semifinal is still going on. Team Johnson took one in the 6th and has a 3-point lead, 5-2 in the 7th end. Team Pekowitz has hammer, and they do have a corner guard up, so I think they'll probably go around this corner guard and just try to start to generate offense. And Sean, you've gotten to watch a bit more of this game so far today. What have you seen between these two teams?
So, like you had kind of referenced earlier, a lot of rocks in play. I caught a glimpse of the 6th end when Team Johnson was forced to 1. Team Pekowitz had 3 or 4 of their rocks kind of lined up along the center line from guards to in the house. And Allery Johnson was able to make the shot she needed to make for 1. But I think at this point, Team Pekowitz is doing a wonderful job of putting pressure on them. So I don't feel like this one's out of hand by any stretch. I think this one's going to stay close till the very end. Another great draw around the corner there.
Yeah, placed perfectly, and we'll see that that hit attempt by Johnson.
Yeah. This Johnson team's been playing 3-handed for most of the week. And they've all season, I think maybe early in the season, they surprised some people. They shouldn't be surprising people anymore. They're an incredibly talented team, clinical on their execution. So they're going to do what they need to do to keep this lead. But I can assure you the local Pekowitz team is not going to make it easy on them.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the Johnson team all week. Certainly like a very technically strong team, and also just patient and always sort of keeping in a good mentality despite having some really back and forth battles. So we'll see the winner of this game. We will see Team Shield in the final on the women's side tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. A quick check-in on the playoff bracket here on the men's side. As we saw there, Hebert wins over Cenzalli and books their ticket into the final to face Team Wendling. That game will be at 5 p.m. tonight. You can watch that game and the women's final on the USA Curling YouTube page.
And with that, we'll sign off here from the 2023 USA Curling Junior National Championships live from Broomstones Curling Club in Wayland, Massachusetts. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you for your support of junior curling.
Thank you, Sean, and thanks again, and we'll talk to everybody at 5 p.m.